Hi, my name is Chris Schoenberg, and in this video I want to show you how to use our 6-inch flush cut saw. I see a lot of people improperly using these and sometimes struggling, but it's really very simple once you understand a couple tips and techniques. This saw does not have any set to the teeth, which means that the teeth are not bent outward from the blade, and that's what makes it a true flush cut saw. It's specifically designed to flush cut things like dowels, wedges, tenons, veneer, edge banding, or any other component flush to a surface without scratching the surface of the wood that you want to keep nice. There are two edges on the blade. The edge below the logo is for softer woods such as pine, cherry, or walnut, and the side above the logo is for harder woods or if you need to cut with the grain. So I'm going to demonstrate the best way to use this flush cut saw. This is an oak dowel, so I'm going to use the hardwood side of the blade, which is the side above the logo. And to start the cut, I place the blade down, and I like to put a finger in the middle of the blade so that there's even pressure. If you twist or rotate the saw accidentally, you might cause scratching, you might cause the blade to dive into the cut or rise above the cut. So I like to have a finger down. I also will sometimes add a finger to the opposite side as well to really make sure that I'm registered nice and flat. The saw is really sharp, and I'm going to let basically the saw do the work. On the pull stroke, I'll add a little bit of pressure. On the push stroke, which is the non-cutting stroke, I'm going to release pressure. Otherwise, you might cause binding in the cut. And sometimes I kind of rock back and forth. And I'm just letting the saw do the work. A little bit of pressure on the pull stroke, not really any pressure on the push stroke. And as you can see, there's no marks, and that is perfectly flat to the surface of the wood. You can see there's no catching or binding. Really nice, easy cut. Now, sometimes you might see a shiny or burnished spot, and that's completely normal anytime you rub two surfaces together. Even if I were to take a piece of wood and rub it on this piece of wood, you'll see some shiny burnished marks. If something like that happens, or if you're incorrectly holding the saw and cause some minor small scratches, you can simply take a piece of sandpaper, a plane, or if your dowel isn't perfectly flat, you can use a chisel to shave away that. You can also place a piece of paper down under the saw if you're really worried about scratching the surface. But this won't be perfectly flush in that case, but again, a pan plane, a chisel, or sandpaper will touch that up if needed. But with that, you can see it's proud. So you could use some sandpaper to finish smoothing that out. A lot of people will use Ryoba saws for flush cutting, thinking that they'll do a good job, but because these have set to the teeth, they'll scratch the surface of the wood. Let me show you. As you can see, there's some slight scratching on the surface right here. Now, to replace the blade, if you ever should damage the teeth, you simply remove the two brass screws with a Phillips screwdriver. And the nuts in the back will stay retained in the handle. And it's as simple as taking the old blade out, putting the new blade in, line up your holes, and securely retighten those screws. There you have it. For more tools and videos from Temple Tool Company, please check the links in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video helped you get the best results out of your flush cut saw.